You know what time it is. It's about to be that time. All right. What's up, everybody? Yeah, so yeah, it's a big day in the chat. It is a big day, right? So the Reverie is today. Okay, it's being hosted by good friend, brother JD Legend. All right. So if you're not subscribed to Jay, do that. Great content creator. He's going to have pretty much everybody in the community over there in approximately 2.5 hours. So that's when we're going to do that. Today's stream, you know, I mean, hey, we stream on Fridays. That's not going to change just because a Reverie is here, right? But since we're, you know, doing this massive collab with everything, I wanted to make today about us, you know, like the chapters usually are, right? You know, we just had 2 theory for theories back to back, and while I love talking with other content creators in the community and everything like that, still love talking to you guys too. So today the theme is just sort of like a Wano recap. You know, taking a breath, a breather during this month-long break. And while we've had, you know, a little bit of time to sit on Wano in the first place, let's talk about how we feel about it. Let's reminisce on the expectations of the arc. I mean, it's still not over, and I really do believe the best is yet to come. But as far as everything with the lead up to Kaido and the things that we expected, did Wano meet our expectations? Did it not? Where did it? Where didn't it? And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to have fun. I mean, I'm sure this is a conversation that'll probably get brought up during the Reverie as well. But we'll see. Shout out to Mr. Hyena. He said, part 1 of 2. You will be a part of Reverie. And if Matt Owens will appear again. I do not know if Matt is going to appear. That would be a conversation between Jay and Matt. As far as I know, I don't think Matt's going to show up. Let's see. But I'm going to be there, yeah. And then if Matt's there, would you try to get as much useful information about the live action series as you can? So there's a thing called non-disclosure agreements. Okay, so even if I got Matt to come on stream here, which I'm sure if I asked Matt, he would. And we'd basically just nerd out about the manga. Because I can't talk to him about what's going on over there. Because there's also, you know, there's the management of expectations, right? Matt says something and it gets misinterpreted one way or whatever without being able to see anything like that. Twitter could just run off in a frenzy. Art is meant to be judged when it is ready to be judged. So, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that they've been giving us. You know, as far as the live action is concerned, we've been getting all of these images floating on Twitter and everything. And I just shared this really awesome thing, which if you guys didn't see me put it on Twitter, it was Taz Skylar, who's playing Sanji, in front of the Barati. You can see the Baratier in the background, right? Practicing his kicks with one of the actors from Cobra Kai in synchronization. And I don't know, I just love it. I love it. And I've said this before, but it's going to be more fun to, like, you know, if I wanted to do a collab with Matt or anything or get him on here, it's going to be more fun once it's out. Because once it's out, then we'll be able to have a conversation about, like, some of the behind-the-scenes things, or, you know, whatever he wants to say, you know. And that's more interesting. Yeah. My guy Parvision's in the chat. Let's see. Momo Z said, "How are you doing, Randy?" I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Living my best life. Oh, man. Let's see. Fidus said, will Randy be in the Reverie the whole time? I mean, depends on my stamina. You know, I mean, the last Reverie I was there the whole time. You know, I might go in and out, but you know, if I need to eat or something. I don't think it's going to be an 11-hour Reverie like the last one. I think it's only going to be 5 hours. I think I have enough stamina for that. So I'll be joining at the beginning and, you know, I'll probably stay to the end. Captain Golden Boy's got his Panda Express watching. All right. My guy Mark Creasy, appreciate you.
Savage.
Said, dog, I'm happy to catch this. Life has finally calmed down and I can participate. Said, also, I'm starting my own channel soon, and you're a heavy inspiration for it. Now let's talk about Wano, baby. My man. Do you think, man? Do you think?
Savage.
Let me know when you got it off the ground. And then, my guy DK, Dawn Knight 1993 said, as a almost black belt in Taekwondo, Taz's form is exceptional. Very proud of him. Also, good luck with the Reverie, brother. Hope it goes well for you. I'll be listening. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I watched that Taz Skylar video, like, I don't know, 15 times in a row. Ran over to Chrissy. I was like, look, they're on the Baratier. It was awesome. I love it. Yeah. Let's see. Marshall D. Preach in the chat said, Wano's a top 3 arc in One Piece. The Odin flashback is my favorite section of the post-time skip. That's interesting. It's not mine. I mean, I do love 967. The Odin flashback is not a top flashback for me personally. It's definitely not one for Chrissy. But there are elements of it. But that's something where, you know, talking about expectations and things like that, I feel like the editors got in the way of Oda really getting to do as much as he wanted. You know, that one section of the flashback where you have Odin basically meeting all of the scabbards in the span of 2 pages. I would have loved a full chapter of that. You know, maybe I'm in the minority. But I just think if we really took the time with understanding the scabbards when they were younger and all of that, I think we would feel even more for them now. And that was Oda's opportunity to really, not that there, you know, isn't any sort of claim to identify with the scabbards at all. But when you think about how long the story has been focused on them, instead of the Straw Hats, we really should have, like, spent more time with them and not just Odin. Chrissy said Taz was giving her Spike from Buffy vibes. And it was me too, I was saying it. Is Joy Boy invited to the Reverie? Yes. Already said, good to see you, Randy. I missed chapter review days. I mean, hey, it's not going to be much longer. Not going to be much longer. Will Chrissy appear in the Reverie again? Maybe. She's welcome to. Shout out to Kevin Lucina. No, there's no message here, but I appreciate it. Looking if you typed anything in the chat. There's a pre-Reverie stream scheduled by Morge. I don't know about this one. I just know about mine. Do we know if Totally Not Mark was invited? Totally Not Mark, from what I understand, because of the everything with Toei, just doesn't want to do anything One Piece content related. He's just separated himself entirely. Bar said next goal is to get Mr. Beast in the Reverie 11.
Savage.
Yeah, I did see that he tweeted about One Piece. Mr. Haina asked, what's my opinion on the new Bleach trailer? I did watch it, but I also have no context because I stopped watching Bleach at the Bound arc. So, cool animation. I also saw the trailer for Solo Leveling because I know there was so much, a lot of people in the community were doing content on it and all that. That trailer, I don't know anything about Solo Leveling, and that trailer didn't tell me anything either. Lucky Doggy says, Friday, let's go. You know it. You know this, man. Yeah, I wouldn't expect Totally Not Mark, DK. Definitely not. Zoe, what's up? Phantom Greyfire said, the Scabbards were written to be one of the biggest character foundations of Wano, except Momo. Investment in them was kind of important. Exactly. And that's an area where I feel like Oda, instead of these grand moments, we needed more little moments. It's hard to explain. I mean, like I said, the best thing that would have cured everything was just an entire chapter during the Odin flashback about the Scabbards. About all of them. Like, have Odin do something else and just show us them. Like, hanging out, all of this kind of stuff. But they were just vessels for Odin. Which is the difference between the Straw Hats and Luffy, right? The crew are not vessels for Luffy. It's almost like in Dragon Ball Z, there's like Goku, Vegeta, and everybody else, right? And then everybody else is like essentially written, I mean, this is kind of shade on Dragon Ball Z, but, I'm a fan, but at the same time, like, not the best writing for the side characters. So, you have Goku, and then everybody else just seems like a vessel for Goku. They always need Goku, and it's just like... But Oda does this great thing where it's just... The crew doesn't always need Luffy. They need Luffy to do something, right? But they all have agency to do things on their own. And unfortunately, the Scabbards were written in a way, and, I mean, someone could probably argue that it's on purpose to show the difference between Odin and Luffy, right? But they are shown as just so subservient to Odin's plot. Like, they need him, everything is for him, right? But no one ever acknowledges that all of this stuff is because of him. And that's the one thing that, Odin's so great, It's like, he could have stopped all of this. He could have prevented it. And he didn't, and that's the tragedy, Shout out to the 378 people in here on an off day, pre-Reverie. But I want to get into some of the really early expectations of Wano. Like when we were just getting to Act 1 and did those things, did we get those things? Oh, I thought Jay was in the chat. It's JP Legend. Said Black Clover gives their side characters shine. Well, I mean, I like when shows give their side characters shine. Because I like side characters. That's one of my favorite things. I'm not always drawn to the main character. Am I a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh? RIP to the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! I did watch it when it was on, in the early 2000s. But I never watched like the actual version. I know that there's like an entire first season that never got adapted. They basically got what, the whole series got destroyed like One Piece 4 Kids did. Yeah, I mean, interesting show, Shout out to Kevin Lucina. Said, just to show love to the Troy family, I lived the time skip and so much pain I had. Now we have you, attacking Roger. Community's gotten so big. Hashtag Dean Pelton for Mr. 2. I'm still Team Dean Pelton for Mr. 2. I mean, Jim Rash as Von Clay for the live action. We're on that hill, We didn't get Ken Jeong for Buggy, but we're still Team Jim Rash for Von Clay. But I do. Even though we didn't get Ken Jeong, we did get a great Buggy. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
Another one.
Zoe combined a bunch of catchphrases here. Hey YouTube, the way I view the world is by making connections. It's about to be that time. Savage. Oh man. Ronnie asked a question. He said, do you think people are jumping the gun about Oda not giving answers to Zoro's lineage? I feel like that will be revealed in the post-Wano. That's one of the things where, obviously that's a big expectation for Wano in general, right? We all came into Wano expecting this to be Zoro's arc. Was it? Not necessarily. Did he have some feats? Did he have some interesting stuff? Yeah. I mean, honestly, the best stuff with Zoro in Wano for me is just every interaction that he had with Hiyori. That's the best Zoro stuff. Like, even one of my favorite moments is just Hiyori telling Zoro about, just the breakdown of smiles and the truth behind it. And it's like, that's how we learn. We learn from Zoro's perspective. And I always thought that was an interesting thing for Oda to do, right? Especially considering I wouldn't necessarily tie the plight of the smiles to Zoro. I mean, it hit, and it's like, and I'm looking at this retrospectively now from where we are. It hit harder back then because of Yasuie, right? But then the Weaver card came out and said that Yasuie didn't eat a smile. But then, what was it? 1051, 1052 Savage. Had the Toko flashback, which kind of insinuated maybe he did eat a smut, which sort of like retconned the Weaver card, which, I'm always going to take what Oda gives. So then it makes that scene better if he did eat it, but it also makes Yasuie a legend if he didn't, and then he was just pretending. Man, I don't know. It's tough. But I think we are going to get information on Zoro's lineage. And I expect to get, before the series is over, I expect to get not to the same level as Sanji, like maybe not an entire arc dedicated to learning about them, but I do expect to learn more about not only Zoro, but Nami and Usopp as well. So Mark said, y'all making the spot hot with the Morgan time meme. Oh, I'm coming into the Reverie, and Artur and I are probably going to be saying it's Morgan time. And Morge just has to get on the train. That's my guy, though. That's my guy. Um, Zoe agrees with the Zoro and Hiyori pairing. Ymil said, I expected more swordsmen in Wano. Scabbards were the only viable samurai. The rest were fodder or yakuza. So much for the land of swords. Not only that, but so much for the build-up that Sakazuki gave all of them as well.
Another one.
So, Caleb Brown said, shout out to Randy for being one of the best One Piece YouTubers. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate you. DJ BJ32, member for 14 months. It's just wild to me, though. You know, we've been there. Said, I'm hyped for the Reverie. Send love, my dude. And Chrissy also wants Steen Pelton for Mr. 2. Of course she does. Dizza said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rank Wano both subjectively and objectively? So, when we actually leave the island, I will give that. Because I want to, even though I want to talk about Wano and essentially judge it in this stream, I don't want to put a number on it because it's almost like saying, okay, we just defeated Moria. 1 to 10. How do we rank Thriller Bark? Right? My number is going to be different than, you know, like, because the chapters where Kuma shows up and nothing hasn't happened yet, right? So, and that's what I expect with like these incoming chapters with Green Bull. Like, whatever happens in the next 5 chapters could, you know, raise Wano like an entire bunch of points. For right now, like if I had to judge it, I guess if I had to judge it basically just where it is now, I'd probably put it at like a 7. And that's just because there's still some loose ends there, you know, and we're gonna, once Oda ties up all of those, the arc could easily jump to 10, right? Because if all of these little plot elements that have been set up like get closed, then that's the difference between, you know, something that's not a 10 in One Piece and something that is a 10. So we'll see what happens. Oscar Cruz, member for 12 months, said, glad I can make it, have fun at the Reverie. Planning to. Thank you, my man. Do I think Kaido was a disappointment? Kaido's a character that once we get the Yamato flashback fleshed out, and when we finally get the Rocks flashback towards the end of the series, we're going to be able to come back to Wano, and it's going to recontextualize, and it's going to change a lot of people's number rankings. It's the same way that, like, I don't view Thriller Bark the same as I do now as I did back in 2008, right? Thriller Bark, as it was happening, seemed like a jumbled mess of an arc. But then you get to 2022, right? And you see what Oda was doing and all of the little seeds he planted, which seemed disjointed at the time, eventually took fruit, right? And that's the type of writer that Oda is. There are still seeds that are being planted here that need to bloom and take, you know, and need to sprout. So that's Kaido is that kind of character. And I do feel like Oda withheld maybe too much with Kaido. But that's where we're going to see those flashbacks, and we're going to go back and we're going to be able to really dissect like key lines that Kaido had and be like, that's why he said that, because of this, because Rocks did this, because this happened at God Valley, because this happened to Yamato's mother, you know, like, who knows, right?
Another one.
Because he couldn't be Joy Boy, you know, and this is why he couldn't be Joy Boy. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we need to get. And I'm not surprised that we didn't get it now, because it's the same thing and the same reasoning that Oda said, I have to be very careful while I'm writing the Oden flashback not to give away, you know, what the One Piece is and all of this other stuff. So that's why, you know, there's, you know, the Roger stuff feels rushed as well. It was great. It was amazing. But it was rushed. And, you know, the reason everything is white behind Roger for the he laughed moment is not only for dramatic effect, it's because Oda doesn't want us to see what was around him. He doesn't want us to see what Laugh Tale looks like.
Savage.
Shout out to Third Eye Guy. Michael Lacoste, member for 13 months, said, it's Reverie Day. I've officially been subbed for over a year. Wow. Thanks for being here with us, Randy. Thank you for being here. Love it. Love it. Oh, man. Yeah. And I just saw that YouTube is going to become like Twitch with gift memberships. It's just crazy. Yamil said, do you think that Vera, where the Revolutionary Army is likely to be, will be a steampunk island? We haven't had a Victorian steampunk in One Piece yet. I would love that. I'd love that. And why would I love that? Because I'd love to see Oda actually do Victorian steampunk. We technically got a little bit of that in World Seeker, the video game. But I want to see Oda really do it and just flex. Because the closest thing that we've had to a city in One Piece is Water 7. Seems very strange to get. Now, I know that Vera was in the Road to Laugh Tale. But when was Vera mentioned in the manga? And also, I haven't read the Road to Laugh Tale Volume 3. Has that come out yet? Doesn't look like it's even come out yet. Wow, seriously? Like, chat, confirm this for me. Road to Laugh Tale 3 is not out. Okay. PCB on vacation. Zoe said, my one annoyance with One Piece is that it always feels like we have more questions than answers, and Oda does hold a lot back. Yep, and then when we finally get the answers to those questions, it's usually pretty incredible, but he does hold a lot back. He does. Conrad, what's up, man? Par said, agree. Wano arc either ends higher, or it'll stay 7 and marinate for last saga and elevate. Yeah, exactly. Hard to judge something if it was meant to be a keystone rather than a solo piece. Yeah. Silver's in the chat, my guy. Let's see you in a couple hours, my man. He said, no, it's not out yet. Yeah. DCB sleeping. It's okay. They earned it. Apparently it's mentioned in Nolan's flashback as well as by Nami in the beginning of Logetown. Yeah, I remember seeing the image was Nami and Logetown on the... That makes me want to go back to Logetown. How does it feel to actually go wherever I please on the internet? Said DK. This has been a great month. I mean, I'm you know, I've been missing chapters and all of that, but you know, we've still been hanging out each week, and you know, we got the Reverie today, and we've been doing a lot still. Silver said had a good time in the Reverie, brother. I'm gonna head out. You not gonna be there, man? Appreciate you dropping by, though. DCB said they're working on it. All right. I mean, these things are dense, and I imagine they take longer to do than an actual chapter. Thoughts on Nami being captured by Blackbeard instead of Robin? That's interesting. I mean, I'd love that. That'd be an awesome twist. I'd need some reasoning. You know? I'd need some reasoning. I think it's going to be all about Robin, but I don't think that Green Bull is going to capture Robin. I feel like that would be too obvious. That's why I think it's going to be Luffy. And that video I've already shot, and it's going to be coming out this week for sure. Going into that. It's just a fun vid. Silver said, nah, I had a flight job today. I'm spent. I don't want to pull a Virgo, so I'm going to have to miss this. Alright, bro. Captain Crespo said, it's my 29th birthday. What a day for the Reverie. Happy birthday. Drop some happy birthdays in the chat for Captain Crespo. Let's see. Marshall D. Preach said, what's the chance Blackbeard comes to steal Pluton? Pretty high. Pretty high. Yeah. It's... The fact that we know that Pluton is in Wano now makes it even more relevant for Blackbeard to show up just to steal Pluton. And not even interact with anybody else. Just get it and dip. It's like Sukiyaki like will take Robin to show it. Yo, shout out to Container Productions.
Gotta have it. Rex, I gotta have it. Beat my fabric. Do you see this jacket?
I'm imagining Sukiyaki takes Robin to Pluton, and it's not there. And then there's just a note that says, Container Production said, what's up, what's good? Have I missed much? Just came home from work. We've basically just been talking about expectations in Wano. We talked about, for me personally, the Oden flashback not necessarily living up in terms of the way it utilized the scabbards. Talked about how Wano is an arc that on a number scale from 1 to 10 will only elevate as we get further into the story and the seeds that are planted here bloom and we come back to it. And that goes for Kaido's character as well. So, Emil said Zebek D. Nami. That would be... I'd love that. But the timeline for that doesn't make any sense. Any guesses for Nami and Usopp lineage? Usopp, I think... I would love if he was Mont Blanc de Usopp. You know, and I feel like that's already been set up in Dressrosa. Other people have talked about this. But him saying that he was a descendant of Nolan, and then finding out that he was a descendant of Nolan, that's Oda level right there. Still wish Nami was Charlotte Nami, but you know, we'll see. I just want to... know who Belmir was fighting on Oikat Kingdom. You know? That's... I just feel like all of the main five, the core five, they all have to be tied to, you know, great people in history. It's gotta be. Brandon King said, I expected more sword lore. We got Ami no Habakiri, the Daikatetsu, but neither of them have been used or shown to be amazing in combat. Yeah, like I said, it's... You know, it's just... It's tough. You know, Sakazuki really hyped up the samurai, and you know, the only competent ones were the scabbards. So, you know, we're not really seeing all of these swords and everything. But once we finally get into some Zoro stuff, I think people will be happy. Enigma Sword said, after Stranger Things season 3 and 4, I can say for certain I'd love to see Maya Hawke play an older koala. That'd be fun. I'd also find it interesting if Maya Hawke, who plays Robin in Stranger Things, played Robin in One Piece, considering that Robin is based off of her mother, Uma Thurman, right? So that was the original inspiration for Nico Robin, Uma Thurman, in Pulp Fiction. So if her daughter ended up playing Nico Robin, I'm sure Oda would love that. I really wanted Wano to be the land where Chopper found, you know, the Sakura trees.
Lavish bracket. Gotta have it. Racks, I gotta have it. Beat my fabric. Do you see this jacket? Pay my taxes. Trust me, you can track it.
Savage. My guy Ty said, sorry I'm late, Captain. He said, I see Container Productions in the building. Said, what up, Savage Crew? Shout out to all the channel goats. Now, Captain, I heard Brago say that Kaido did not have a kill in Wano. Is that true? Now I'm wondering what other antagonists have actually gotten any. Okay, so first of all, Kaido did have a kill. Kaido had one of the most important kills in the arc. He killed Dripper Scarfino. He killed my goat. Like, my goat is dead. I wish 1015 really was Kinemon. You know, like, that would have hit. That would have hit. I would have taken that over, you know, like, I like the little panel of, you know, Kinemon and Suru. But saving it just so that he can look at Momo and say, fake it till you make it, Momo. Like, nah. Kinemon should have died. But the Will of K is strong. Will of K is strong. But Kaido turned Dripper Scarfino into an accordion, so Brago is he's off base with that. Kaido at least had one body on him. Yeah. And you know, for as much as people complain about the deaths and everything like that, we actually did get a lot of bodies in Wano, like comparatively, you know, in One Piece. So, I'm seeing all of the RIP drippers in the chat. But Ty was asking, now I'm wondering what other antagonists have actually gotten any. See, the thing is, though, right, is that, you know, there are other antagonists that have obviously gotten them in flashbacks. I mean, that's the only time an antagonist really gets a body. Doflamingo got Corazon, Arlong at Belmere. But, like, in the actual canon of everything, Crocodile failed to kill Pell, you know, tangentially. But I think he did kill, like, those random guards that used some sort of steroid. You know, I'd say that those guys died. Crocodile is responsible for a bunch of murders that just happened to random townsfolk. But, like, you know, if we're talking about, like, major deaths, I mean, Doflamingo, I don't think he had anything work out for him. But the difference here is that none of the other antagonists were actually, like, classified as, like, this dude is a murderer in the same way that Kaido was. And that's why, you know, like, some people used to get upset with me and they used to say, like, why do you want Kaido to kill someone? And I'm like, because Oda told me he's a murderer and I haven't seen him murder anybody other than Odin in the flashback. So, like, I need I need this man to really go on a spree. So that's why, like, I got so excited when we got to 10-15. I was like, finally, my man this murderer is murdering. But he definitely murdered Dripper Scarfino. Yeah. Gabriel said Enel didn't kill anyone. You know, Enel is probably the most disappointing of all. Like, realistically, like, if I had to complain about death in One Piece, like, Enel is number one on my list. That, and I remember, you know, in the early 2000s, watching Skypiea and going, wow, this dude is offing everybody, only for the last 2 chapters of Skypiea to be like, everybody's good. But Gaia just shows up. He just comes in. You guys talking about me? I'm good. I'm okay. Yeah. 2 million volts? I'm good. Kamakiri got zapped. Genbo. Laki. These are people that should be dead. They should be dead. Enel is trash. My man is he's a bug zapper. He's not, like, the Goro Goro no Mi. Destructive power? Like, you know, I made a joke about it in a video once. I was like, all right, if the average Marine has a 10 Doriki, right? Then that means Pagaya's Doriki was like a 2, right? And that means that Enel's lightning bolts was like a 2. Oh, man.
Savage.
Shout out to my guy MD King in the chat. He said when the Shandorians got back up and just took their clothes off. Bro. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. You know, there's like this cute moment with Loki and Isa at the end of Skypiea, right? Where she's like sitting there like doing her hair and stuff. And I'm like, this is cute, but I don't need it. You should be dead. Like, it's crazy. Like, imagine if Wiper sacrificed himself to knock over the beanstalk. Like, that last reject actually killed him. Like, just imagine. Right? He just goes up there, rejecto, like, and then died. Right? But it gave Luffy the what he needed to get to Enel and finish him off. Like, Skypiea. If all of those people died, it would be a top arc. Be a top arc. Pagaya dead, saving his daughter. Kamakiri dead, Loki dead. I don't know. I guess you got to keep one of them, right? Isa needs a parent, so it's either Loki or Wiper. And I love Wiper, so I don't know. Sway Shock says, shirt is clean, Cap. Appreciate it. Third eye, guys. That was hilarious and heartbreaking. Now, the Pagaya moment is funny. It's funny. I laughed so hard when I was a teenager and that moment happened. Like, one of Oda's funniest moments. Them crying over Pagaya, and then he just pops up and he's just like, hey, you talking about me? Right? But as I'm older now. When I think about it more and more, I'm like, it doesn't matter how funny it is. He should be dead. Ty, what'd you start, bro? What'd you start? My guy MD King, he said, Enel and Kaido are comparable. Both went out, decimated people only for everyone to survive. Dripper Scarfino is dead. Okay, so that's one person that Kaido has over Enel. Kaido is a more, unless Dripper gets up. If Dripper gets up, Kaido's trash. I said, honestly, I think it's a testament to Oda's writing that he's not used murdering as a crutch to prove that someone's a bad guy. True. For every other villain, right? But I think Enel and Kaido specifically should have been like Doflamingo, Crocodile, whatever. Especially considering Crocodile came back and now he's sort of an anti-hero almost. Don't necessarily need to see those characters going on a murder spree. But Enel, who is a character with a god complex, right? Like, that's someone who should be choosing between life and death. And Kaido, a murderer, should murder. Paul Stroh said, hey Randy, it genuinely feels like Oda's holding off on too much in the story. Yeah, he'll get to it later, but will he actually at this pace? He has to. He has to. And I believe he's that good of a writer that he will. Will it be paced correctly? That's the thing. Will some major reveal end up just like the Kinemon and Suguru moment, just sort of in the corner? Potentially. But Vivani said Crocodile definitely killed people at Marineford. Crocodile was a menace at Marineford. He was a menace. Korsmat said Crocodile did kill Pell. You're right. What am I talking about? That man's dead. Definitely missed a lot of the chat because I went on a tirade. Chin said, by the way, Randy, Morge says Morgin time. Oh, did he actually say Morgin time? Is Morge streaming right now? Wow, we got 500 people in here. What's up, guys? Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We got the Reverie in less than 2 hours. Ty said apologies for overlooking Dripper. See, I have to say that Dripper is like a confirmed death for me because the Gorosei basically said that he was like sacrificed and dead. So I gotta chalk that one up. Silver said Crocodile killed those pirates at the start of Alabasta. That's true. That's true. He did put some bodies right then and there. Do they matter? No. I mean, that's like talking about the Crescent Moon dude that was at the beginning of Water 7 that the Galley Law guys took care of. Let's see. Cigar Verk said Kaido was never told to be a murderer. If I understood it correctly, it was the opposite. He didn't kill people, but broke their will and made them join him. It was kind of both. You know, he was pretty much explicitly said to be one of the most ruthless pirates on the seas, and you know, essentially a murderer. But if he saw something in you, then he would try to break you and make you join him. But he had no problem killing people. Phantom said, Morge just realized I'm also doing a pre-reverie. Wiper was a goat, Geo. We're gonna have a Dripper cover story, said Chin. I need King. If Dripper gets up, laugh my ass off. Yeah. Brandon King said, Chad Lucci was revealed to have killed a ton of people in the name of dark justice. Yeah, he was murdering in his backstory. Like, he was murdering. That's a dude that was also said to be a murderer. Like, straight up. Like, that's his whole purpose. He was only there to murder. That was his business. Like, I don't care about any of these laws or anything like that. You're giving me a license to kill, I'm a kill. Wimpy Lucci. I killed no one in Water 7. Straw Hats got away from me. No. Yeah. Man. He really should add a body on him. But he could still. He could still. His bloodlust is strong. If he actually came back and did something devastating like that, that might make me like Lucci. I'm not a big Lucci fan. And that might be my problem with Lucci. Well, my problem is that he really doesn't have much of a personality other than just wanting to kill people. But I guess that ties in, right? Because if his personality is only to kill people, but he didn't kill anybody in the story, then... Yeah. 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 Yes, I know Morge is streaming. I don't care. We're streaming. This is about us, guys. Container Production said, well, gotta go for now. See you guys later. Bye. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, Container Productions. Fable in the chat, what's up? Robert Lucci has killed no one since. Ronnie thinks that Blackbeard will get Orochi's Devil Fruit. You know, Par Vision, when we did our Theory for Theory last week, he kind of like changed my headcanon a little bit. To the point where, like, now I'm like, I don't know if Blackbeard's gonna have a third fruit. Like, my man said that Blackbeard's shadow ate the darkness fruit. I was like, I just love that now. I think he changed my headcanon. Shout out to my guy Par. Justin said, hey Randy, been loving all the content and theories. Have you seen Gabadu's newest theory on the video on the final Straw Hat crew and their fruits? Rabbit hole goes deep and is well supported. So I did watch that video because a bunch of people sent it to me, and all of the VV stuff at the beginning is stuff that we've talked about plenty of times. We've talked about the possibility of VV getting the Nikkyu. We've talked about the 2-9 theory here. So all of the VV stuff, I was like, okay, great. You know, like, get it out there. Get it out there. Video's blowing up. Spread the VV love. Stuff about Yamato. You know, all right. Stuff about Carrot. Getting the Eternity Fruit. It's kind of wacky. Is VV coming back? Yes. Will VV have a Devil Fruit? Who knows? You know, we got to find out what happened at the Reverie. I think it's well supported, and I think it would be awesome if VV did get the Nikkyu fruit. I mean, this is something that, you know, people have been talking about since for years now. So that's nothing new, but well supported. Like, it was one of the best presentations I've seen of the Nikkyu VV theory, and I liked a lot of the things that the guy brought up. But the Carrot stuff was just too out there. It was a video that I felt like all of the strongest stuff was in like the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then everything else was just sort of, it was a little too headcanon-y. But it was still well supported. It was a pretty good video. Fable said I like Rob Gucci. I don't know who that is. I've never seen Rob Gucci. I mean, if you're talking about the post time skip, Rob, like, he's got to earn that G. Zoe in the chat with the VVs. Did I see Hidden Islands latest video? I have not. I saw that he put something out last night, but I haven't seen it yet. Fable said Parvision has the best crack theories in the community. The audacity to say Fraud Hawk is actually a sword. Yeah. I don't know about that one. I personally believe that Mihawk is a person, but I could see his sword having, like, you know, possessing him in some way, or being one with his sword, you know, or his sword being, you know, the ultimate cursed blade. Like, I could see something like that. Hey, Maxo, what's up? Lou, what's up? Mr. Venator said, remember that we won't know who actually died, because you only die when you're forgetting. So, how could we have forgotten? Well, we'll never forget Dripper Scarfino. So. Hidden Islands video was fire, said Phantom. Okay, all right. And let's say, hey, Randy, pre-Reverie stream hype. Yep. You know we coming in there. You know, I want to see you guys pull up. I want the Savage crew and I want the Savage crew to, you know, really to flex. You know, we in there. Abel said, ringed eyes, man. There's something there. I mean, there is something there. Like, but that's why I'm saying the possession angle, right? Because the ringed eyes are also... I haven't seen Par's video, and Par didn't really go into, you know, it too deep on the theory for theory. I do want to check that video out. I have been watching a lot of Par's videos lately. I've been, like, catching up to his stuff. Like, I watched the Nolan one, which I liked. And then another one. Can't remember. But the ringed eyes are also with Cavendish, right? When he switches to Hakuba. So that's why I think that there's some sort of possession angle there. Zunisha has the ringed eyes. So it's like, is that part of the, you know, the curse that Zunisha has? And that Momo's the only one that can, you know, break through those ringed eyes. So there's something there with the ringed eyes for sure. And it's probably related to the sword, but for him to physically be the embodiment of the sword or something, I mean, I don't know if that's really the theory or not, but it is a great way to, you know, solidify yourself, no pun intended, as the greatest swordsman in the world by being a sword. It's a funny concept. And it makes more sense without any explanation than Zoro being a plant. But Par's got good theories, though. He's got good theories, though. Fable said, you'll find me in the Reverie chat huffing glue and repping the Savage Gang. Oh, man. Kohi Ocha super chat and said, far too many One Piece theories are just headcanon. I mean, for the most part, I mean, all theories have some semblance of headcanon to them. And, but, you know, that's why when I try to do mine, I'm trying to go with, okay, like, let's take a look at the Boa video that I just put out, right? Boa's future role. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's a fun one. We're going to do more like it. That's specifically looking at the text, and it's like, what is this telling us? And it's like, there are just key things that you can pick just about any character, right? Like, I explored this in the Blackbeard Fate video, which came out a long time ago. It's like, if you go to just about, I want to say, 8 out of 10 scenes that Blackbeard is in, him or his crew are going to talk about fate, right? So that's, Oda knows this when he's writing the characters and, you know, he's writing their dialogue and everything like that. He knows where he's going with the character. He knows where their mindset is. And it's like, and he knows that they believe in some sort of a higher power, some sort of destiny, that they're drawn to something like that. So the dialogue informs that. So you can look at individual characters and you can just read their dialogue and you can see where Oda's going with the character. And it's like, okay, well, if this is the way that they think and the way that they go, then story structure, all of that takes us here. That's sort of the idea behind, like, the Future World series that we're doing. I'm just really going to be analyzing the dialogue to figure out where people are going. So it's like Hancock. Okay, well, every time we see Hancock, you know, at least in her introduction arc, there was a lot of, you know, stuff talked about slavery, right? Her being a slave, etc., etc. And then it's constantly brought up that Luffy owes a debt to Hancock. So at that point, we have these two things, right? So then it's just like, okay, well, if Hancock gets caught by the world government, becomes a slave again, Luffy can repay that debt by saving her. So that's, you know, things like that. Things like that. Let's see.
Savage.
Alright. OPLA in January? I don't know about that. Depends on how fast they edit, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, part of the Nolan one was fun. You know, there's definitely the world government, you know, getting involved in there. You know, that's yeah, there's definitely some foul play there. Brandon King, Randy, do you think Kumadori from CP9 was a Kurozumi? He's got the look, the Kabuki Yoyoi, anger down pat. That'd be interesting. I mean, I'd be down for it. I mean, I feel like he has to be from Wano. Zoe Egan said, this is becoming a Randy Troy / Parvision collab. Love it. Love to see it. Yeah. Drek the Drek said, Carrot joining the crew? Question mark. Fine, whatever. Carrot eating the Toa Toa no Mi? No way. Not even sure if we're getting 11 or 13 Straw Hats. I just don't see the Toa Toa no Mi being a thing. That's the one thing with that theory that is just like that's just that's fan fiction-y. I mean, there's, you know, sure, numbers line up, but the numbers line up to basically what Gabiru wanted it to be. So it's just what it is. I mean, interesting connections, you know, and all of that, but yeah. I did see your super chat, Zoe. An ad in the middle of the stream?
Another one.
Fable. Member for 13 months. Member for a baker's dozen months, said baker's dozen. So, there you go. He's saying a baker's dozen for the crew. You saw it all as well. Pitchforks down, boys and girls. Do I think any Straw Hats will die during the final war? Certainly not Usopp. A lot of people think Usopp's gonna die. Usopp's making it to the end. He's like, in my mind, the only Straw Hat that's safe. But they're all, you know, they're all pretty safe. I mean, there are Straw Hats that have more death flags than others, but, you know, we'll see. Taipon said, my wifey's hanging with Admiral Blackbull. Not sure what that means. My guy, Fable. W's in the chat. Said, sending a super chat in honor of the almighty stream ad. Are they doing ads for streams now? Let's see.
Lavish bracket, in a lavish bracket, gotta have it. Racks, I gotta have it.
Parthenon connection, you need Aphrodite, Sanji, Hermes character. See, I think Hermes is actually Usopp, to be honest.
Trust me, you can track it.
That's how I feel. Ty said, can I post a banner for the time and link to the Reverie? Yeah, I think... Let's see here. I'm gonna pin that to the chat. Find this. Wow, I just saw Morge's thumbnail. It does make it seem like all of those people are in there. Reverie, 3 PM EST. There we go.
Another one.
That is actually not true. Because half. Good possibility, but you would think that he would have found it at this point, right?
I just clicked on Morge's stream for a second. It's just him, but his thumbnail is a million people.
Jahan says, if Luffy's 100 and Usopp's 0,
Wow.
how do some of the other crew members rank and strength? Reminder to everyone, Lucy's Captain Mid has a higher bounty than Blackbeard.
Let's see.
I mean, that might have changed over the 1 week.
Madam, are you in
Kid having a
both
higher bounty
chats?
than Blackbeard is just absolutely fucking insane. Like, think about everything that.
All right. Back to my stream. Morge with a clickbait thumbnail. Yes, definitely. That's why he's got 1.4K in here. And we've got 500. Let's see. Keyboard Cat, member 14 months, said, my internet down. World government doesn't want me at the Reverie. Oh boy. How are you here? Well, glad you're here. Let's see. Zoe said just a month until I can let it rain again. Big Rack Zoe is coming back. Yeah, congrats on the new job too. I've been looking forward to like having a Reverie, so and I'm excited to see what Jay is gonna do here today. My man Fable. He's donating in honor of Zoe and her new job. W's in the chat for both Fable and Zoe. So that's a double W. Alright. I don't want to see a singular W at all. I want to see at least 2 W's. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Lavish bracket, in a lavish bracket, gotta have it. Racks, I gotta have it. Peep my fabric. Do you see this jacket?
So,
Pay my taxes. Trust me, you can track it.
I want to hear what everybody has to say as far as like what they wanted in Wano and didn't get. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about these expectations, and I also want to hear what you wanted in Wano and did get. Let's get into all of that. My man. I want to see no less than 3 W's right now.
Lavish bracket, in a lavish bracket, gotta have it. Racks, I gotta have it. Peep my fabric. Do you see this jacket? Pay my
Seconding
taxes.
that.
Trust me,
Seconding
you
that.
can track it.
Oh. Appreciate you guys. Covered in White said that they expected and wanted to get Kaido's victory scream. So that's good, right? Big Mom talked about that. Oh, I didn't hear the victory scream. But Kaido also didn't win, so... but I guess when he thought he was going to win, 1043, 1044, like before Luffy got back up and all that devastating stuff, like, would have been good to have that. But I mean, I guess he wanted to win on his own terms, so since he didn't do the victory scream, so I guess I could get that figured out. Isaberno said Zoro's backstory explained. I still feel like we're going to get that, so that's one thing that I'm not too upset about, because if we get through the entire series and we never get that, then yes. Someone asked what time the Reverie starts. Pinned comment has everything you need, including a link to the stream, so you can save the stream there. Yamil said, I wanted a badass shogun equal to Kaido, not a fool. So you were disappointed with just Orochi as an entire character. I sort of expected more of a Wapol type, and that's what we got. I'm not too bummed about Orochi. I think it actually plays better that Orochi was just like a scummy dude, just like a spandam, a Wapol. Like, it actually made Orochi a better villain in my eyes. If he was more competent, like, could have made a good fight for Zoro, sure, but as far as story, is concerned, it's more powerful to have this guy who's not very powerful become politically powerful. So... Phantom said, direct request from Morge. Everyone remember to spam it's Morgan time, and happy birthday, Morge. Phantom, did Morge actually say that? Because I do want to see it's Morgan time in the Reverie. I really do want to see that. Who would win, Wapol or Orochi? I don't want to say Wapol. Kind of want to say Wapol is more competent than Orochi. Not mentally, but I mean, at least one of them actually had a fight with Luffy. Dizza said, I really wanted that sword lore climaxing with a Blackbeard from Zoro. I don't... See, that's the thing about the Blackbeard, right? I'm like... Do we get it now, or does it not happen until he's already surpassed Mihawk? Does he need a Blackbeard going into the fight? Or does the Blackbeard come because he wins, right? Because if it's tied to his dream to becoming the world's greatest swordsman, I figure he should... It's more powerful if he goes into fighting Mihawk without the Blackbeard, and then gets it because he beat Mihawk, right? And then that's the full... That's the power of that moment, right? He got his wish, he got his dream, his sword acknowledges that he's the best.
Savage.
Now, that also depends if he goes back and grabs Shusui, right? He could. Still potential for that. Shout out to Gary Bloodworth, who said the world government sent the SSG weapons to take out the warlords to prove their strength. Somehow, Buggy got his hands on an SSG weapon and became a Yonko. That's interesting, but we'll see how that goes, because I personally feel my own headcanon around the SSG doesn't allow me to see that, unfortunately, because I feel like the SSG are not weapons; they're people or robots. That have been artificially enhanced with lineage from different devil fruits. in the same way that pacifistas have Kizaru's laser. You know, a paramecia version of Kizaru's power. So that's what I feel the SSG have to be, like the perfected version of the pacifistas. So I don't think it's something that Buggy would be able to grab and use, but he hacked into it. I don't know. Buggy definitely did something crazy, and I love it. As long as Mr. 3 did not get captured again, because I need Mr. 3 to be with Buggy wherever Buggy is. I don't care about the rest of them, but Mr. 3, I don't need him to. If he goes back to Impel Down, then we're getting a second Impel Down arc to get him back. Can I really call that Wapol decimation a fight, though? We all know Orochi was just holding back his power. Yeah, can we really call that Orochi decimation a fight, though? Where's Matt spitting? Wapol actually built back his own empire. Kind of Chad, to be fair. Yeah. Wapol metal is like Wapol... Luffy did Wapol the biggest favor. Like, he blasted him so far and knocked some sense into Wapol to the point where he basically became like the Elon Musk of the One Piece world. He's just collecting stacks, and now he's in the government's pocket.
Savage.
Let's see here. Chin said, Mr. 3 is a Yonko commander now, Randy. Won't get captured easily. I love that Mr. 3 is a Yonko commander now. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, I legitimately, like, Mr. 3 is probably my top 5 characters. Like, I love that guy. Love that guy. So any more Mr. 3 is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. They will said Elon's playing the world's most dangerous game right now. Sure is. Sure is. Nerd King 101 said, I feel fan expectations by and large have been hurting shows.
Savage.
Look at shows like WandaVision. Fan expectations are now controlled by the internet more than, say, understanding of the text. Right. Which is why, you know, like, on this channel in the first place, like, I try to manage expectations, and, you know, there's some things that are reasonable to have, there's some expectations that are reasonable to have, and some are just not, you know, like, but then at the same time, like, I'm responsible for that as well, because I went into WandaVision, like, hoping to see Magneto, you know, or just anything to warrant, you know, the multiverse. And I absolutely hated Multiverse of Madness. Like, I think it's, like, probably the worst Marvel movie. And I was going to do a review for it, but I was just sick, and then by the time I was, like, ready to put it out, I was like, 1, this would be so negative, and 2, no one's going to watch this. So I was just like, all right. But yeah, but, you know, it's like, but with One Piece, I mean, I've been seeing it as well, you know, it's just, everybody's like, Oda's not gonna have Luffy beat Kaido with a giant punch, and then like Oda really pulled up with the new Usher meme, and he's just like, but it's okay. It's fine. It works. Very motivated. What's up? Comes Tokyo drifting into stream, slamming energy drinks and blasting anime music. Fujakuseki said, who are the buggy commanders, Mr. 3 Alvita and Kabaji? Well, technically, if I'm not mistaken, Moji was the first mate, not Kabaji. So, and then there was actually, in the cover story, or was that filler? Was that in the cover story, or was that just in the anime? Moji and Kabaji fighting over who's going to be the new captain. Who won that fight? I don't even remember who won. No, neither of them did, because Richie came over and hit them, right? So it's actually Mr. 3 Alvita and Richie. Let's get it straight.
Savage.
Don't talk about Thor yet, because I haven't seen it. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness wasn't bad because of expectations. And if anybody hasn't seen it, I mean, it's been out for a while, but I'm not going to get into too specific of spoilers. Although I'm sure most people know things by now, but I'm not going to go into too specific. But structurally, aside from the character America just being a really bad actress, which brought it down, and the usage of the character just servicing the plot and not really being a character and a person, they needed just one other universe. If they had one other universe in that movie, it would have been good. And what they needed was the 818 universe, and all of those people that they met there needed to be the people that actually helped Doctor Strange. And you needed one other universe with other characters that we've seen, right? And have them be what 818 was. So that the fun changes, like the what if scenarios, the real multiverse things where we're getting this character playing this character reversed into this character, let those be the competent ones, right? And then show us incompetent versions of people that we already know, right? So get Falcon, get Ant-Man, get Thor, whatever, or just people that aren't really going to hurt the budget too much. And have them be just really incompetent versions of themselves. And then we get these new people that are, these changed versions. Have them be competent. That's the way you do something like that. So them having these new versions be incompetent was... It just ruined it for me. So. And that's my take. Without really going into two specifics, because one, this is a One Piece stream, and two, I don't want to spoil anybody, even though the movie's already on Disney Plus. Elon Musk for live action Wapple. All right. Oh man. Drek the Drek said, I don't care about Zoro's backstory anymore. Between Luffy, Sanji, Momo, and King, I'm sick of all the perfectly bred gods among men. He's fine as he is. We're going to get a Zoro backstory no matter what. And we're going to get more Nami lore. We're going to get more Usopp lore eventually. But, yeah. Enter a Name said, I wanted the reinforcements arrive scene. Zunisha was not it. Zunisha was never going to be it. The reinforcements arrive scene we'll get in a different arc. Because we were never going to get the Grand Fleet in this arc. But eventually we will, right? So if we go into the scenario that I've brought up a couple of times of like Luffy getting captured, right? And becoming the you know, the inversion for Marineford, where Luffy is the ace counterpart, right? Then we have, you know, everything set up for his execution 100 chapters from now or whatever, and then that's when the reinforcements arrive, seen here, paralleling, you know, Whitebeard showing up to Marineford. Then we have the Grand Fleet, we have everybody that Luffy's ever saved coming to rescue him, right? To free him, the people that Luffy freed, freeing him. That's the kind of reinforcements where I've seen that I want. Blake Vanderhorst said facts, Mr. 3 goated. There we go. Buggy supremacy. Brandon King said I wanted lore like Ryuma reveals, info about Land of Gold, more info about what made it important historically. Didn't get any of that. I did want an arc with themes and personality, and got that. Yes, there are a lot of themes and personality to Wano, but a lot of the lore Oda's holding back because it's like it's so obvious that he's holding back because he wants the reveals to come later, but it's like it's detrimental to Wano, you know. But eventually we'll get it. We'll get it. And we'll come back and we'll be like, all right, I enjoy this. I enjoy Wano more because I understand it now. Monday 1993 said Multiverse of Madness is a better movie if you assume it was a Scarlet Witch movie and not a Doctor Strange movie. In my opinion, it's still tough though. If I think of it as a Scarlet Witch movie, then I like it even worse. Like, then it's like negative, because it just ruined everything that was great about Scarlet Witch. That's another thing too. Like, the Scarlet Witch in that movie should have been like a variant or something. Like, don't ruin all of this great character development that you've made for this character, because nothing serviced Scarlet Witch. Nothing was good for that character, right? Mind you, in my opinion, Scarlet Witch has been the best female character in the MCU, and that movie just ruined all of it. So let's see. Novum said, so hyped for the Reverie. Randy making his way up to Yonko's status of the One Piece community alongside Luffy. Let's go. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We just got to get those subs to match. So if you're not subbed, sub. Sub. Let's see. Barry just realized that Tai and Fable are here. Table boys. Nami Anime, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hidden Island's in here. Hey, man. Whew. We got to get you in the next Reverie, my guy. Tommy Anime agreed with me on Multiverse of Madness. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Phantom with the plugs in the chat. Hidden Island said, join the stream. First thing I hear is Buggy Supremacy. Should be the first thing anyone hears when they come in. Zoe's out of here. Said it. Yo, guys, I have to go run a Pathfinder game, represent the Savage crew well for me. If Reverie is going in roughly 5 hours, I'll show up. Alright, I'll be looking for you, Zoe.
Another one.
Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you later. Nerd Culture said, aye, Captain. Substance Rogers Reverie. Appreciate you. Shout out to Rainder for becoming a member. Fable said one more sub equals one more step to the 30k bathtub stream. Yeah. We did it at 25k though. We are at 25.5 now. So will I stay 10 hours again? Jay said that the stream is only going to be about 5 hours. So unless he's getting like crazy donos or something, I think that's what he said. I am going to say it's Morgin time on the Reverie. Don't worry, don't worry. Dirty Mondo, the Reverie is today. It is in 1 hour. Giovanni said Randy's in charge next year. I think Sensei said that he wanted to host the next one, but I mean, I'm down. Noam said, in my mind, Randy's the Yonko closest to becoming the Pirate King. But yeah, we need more subs to get there, kind of like how Yonko needs territory. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Did Jay fix the bodega setup? I don't know, but I was in his Twitch the other day, and it was quite bodega. Very bodega.
Another one.
I've never done that. Am I one of the first guests for the Reverie? Yep. Yep, I'll be in there at the beginning. Let's see. Oh my god, I need that, Chin. I need that. I need that. He said, imagine Mr. 3 boasting himself as a Yonko commander and then he sees Crocodile. Dirty Mondo said, Randy, you'll hit 100k this year.
Another one.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah. See a lot of people talking about still talking about Totally Not Mark. I really wouldn't expect him to be there. I have not seen or heard anything about him being there.
Another
Rainy
one.
Troy. Remember for 13 months. Savage. Shout out to Maxo. Remember for 15 months. Said didn't notice my milestone. Shout out to Wayne D. Bruce. Gone too soon. You know, I was really looking for that dude. I was really looking for him. Like the whole raid. Like where was he? We got Gazelle Man back, but we didn't get Wayne D. Bruce. Hawaiian Punch, member for 13 months. What do you think Crocodile's up to right now? Still researching the ancient weapons for sure. And now that Pluton is back into the story, that means that Croc could show back up, right? At the the last time we really saw Crocodile, he was with Das Bones and said, all right, I'm heading back to the New World. So He's cooking something up. I'm ready. Ready. How long will I be at the Reverie? Probably the whole time. Brandon Arnold said, "Do you or have you considered writing your own fiction?" Yes, I do. Yep. I am a member of the Writers Guild of America. I do write my own fiction. But it is very hard to sell your own fiction. You know, that's the hard part.
Savage.
My guy Hidden said, "Heading out. Before I go, I just wanted to wish you a great stream, brother. Looking forward to watching." Thank you, my man. And I can almost guarantee that you'll probably be at the next Reverie, man. You know, just keep up with it. You're killing it. All right. If you're not subscribed to Hidden Island, Hidden Island's doing great content. I want to see my man at the next Reverie. Warner Brothers contacted Oda, sent him a cease and desist for Wayne D. Bruce. Let's see. Fable said, "For a limited time, if you subscribe right now, you can 100% sub for free, and you can even ring that bell." He's not lying. It's a limited time offer. Jonathan RK, is Vegapunk really coming up with all his inventions, or is he just rediscovering the technology of the Moon People / Ancient Kingdom? Or is he one of the people from the Moon and the Ancient Kingdom? Savage. I'd say that that's one of the things that, you know, if we don't get any sort of, like, Vegapunk lore by the end of the arc, that would be one of my things that I'd be like, you know, we really should have gotten this in Wano. I mean, we're going to get it at some point, but, yeah. Did I play the Batman games, Ask Nerd Culture? Every single one of them. And I'm looking forward to Gotham Knights soon as well, although I'm kind of iffy about it. I just hope that it's good. I just hope it's good. I just want it to be good. Because it's like finally a game where I get to play as Robin, who is my favorite DC superhero. Am I in the middle of writing anything? I've got a bunch of scripts. Got a bunch of scripts. At some point, it would be fun to do a video on stuff like that. Benjamin Lewis said, "Is Robin in contact with the Revolutionary Army?" I mean, I would love that. Especially considering we did get that little mini flashback of her time with the Revolutionary Army. Although I still think it's really weird that they didn't teach her hockey. I will always bring that up. But, you know, hey. Flying Punch asks, do I think the DC live action will become good? Black Adam looks okay, I guess. Black Adam, I mean, I'm going to see it. Definitely. Maybe even opening day, because I just love DC, but it's probably going to miss, if I had to guess. DC will get good when they hire me. I'm here, Warner Brothers. I'll get you back on track. Let's see. Tommy Anime says, good question. What did I think of the new Batman movie? I have a video. I actually did a video review on the channel for the new Batman movie. So, liked it a lot. But the reasoning why, go into that with the video. You know I'm manifesting, Barry. I'm manifesting. Apply to work for Joker 2. Joker 2 is a movie, so it's going to be written by Todd Phillips and Scott Snyder again. It's not. There's no writers' room. Writers' rooms are only for TV shows. So, would need Warner Brothers to say, "Hey, Randy, we know you got a lot of ideas about Batman. Should come fix this." Yeah, I would love to be the Kevin Feige of DC. You kidding me? It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. Enigma Sword said, can we expect you to be a Wayne D. Bruce main in Multiverses later this month? Yes. Yes, I will be playing Multiverses on Twitch later this month. Like, have we gotten notice on when that game is coming out yet? Because it's just ambiguously July. There's no date. But I'm so excited for that game. Nerd King 101 said, how do you feel about Cass and Steph, the best Batgirl and Robin?
Savage.
Well, all right, so my favorite Robin is Tim Drake. So Stephanie, you know, that's fine, but I mean, you know, that's you know, I like it better as spoiler, you know, not necessarily Robin. And Cass is cool, but I'm also sort of a purist. I love Barbara Gordon, so I think that it would be fun. That's one thing that the Bat movies need to stop being afraid of, and I guess it's turned into a Batman stream. Is they need to stop being afraid of using the Bat family. All right, they finally made a movie where Batman was the main character and not the villain. You know, so that was one thing that I would have done if I was the Kevin Feige of DC, right? Is just focus on Batman and like make him a detective. But the one thing that the Matt Reeves movie is holding back is the supernatural element. The larger than life element of Batman. Just, and the only person to ever get that right, I feel, is Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's the only person that has played Batman that I could reasonably see working within like the supernatural element of everything. You know, leading the Justice League, being intelligent enough to do all of this stuff, building his own things, and having a Bat family. So, sorry. I mean, I could really go off and talk about Batman for a while. You know, it's like there's three things that I can talk about for hours, and that's One Piece, Batman, and Terminator. See. Thoughts on upcoming Flash movie? I'm very worried with all of this Ezra Miller stuff in the news and everything like that. I'm worried that they'll want to reshoot the entire movie, and that's just going to make things really difficult with Michael Keaton and it being in there and everything like that. It's just it's tough because it's like they really need to overhaul everything, but there is some good in there. Ben Affleck as Batman is amazing. Why is his name escaping me? Aquaman, you know, he's great. And the Peacemaker show is fantastic. And the new Suicide movie, phenomenal. And then like everything else can just get changed and made better. I really, the one thing that I really wish happened was the live action Ben Affleck Solo movie. Would have been the best Batman movie. Would have been the best. Nerd King 101 said, Babs is great. Just as a disabled person, I love the idea of a superhero who does heroic stuff from a computer, so I like Oracle. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun for a movie to really explore that journey and get her to being Oracle, you know, by a third movie or something. There's so much just untapped, just really great Batman stuff that has never been brought to film. And they just sort of continue to rehash the same things. So that's the problem. That's the problem. So do I watch The Boys? I do, but I'm behind. I'm only 3 episodes into the new season. Definitely want to get into that. I gotta finish that. I've just been really busy. Benjamin Lewis said, I feel like Demonio Floor was Robin's full body hockey. That's what I'm hoping that the anime can confirm, because that's what I want. I want full body hockey for Robin. Like that. I said it when the chapter came out, saying it now. Like, I agree with you, Benjamin. Like, I want that. Like, give Robin hockey. Give it. Give it. Jason Momoa. That's right. How do I feel about the Injustice animated movie that came out? It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. I've played both of the games. Enjoyed it though. Not the best, but you know, fun watch. Yamil Diaz said, which Batman villains would you like to see in a future movie? He said, for me, I'd like to see Clayface, Man-Bat, Court of Owls, and or Mad Hatter. I'd love to see any of those. I think that in this new series that they're doing, I think they'll definitely do Court of Owls and maybe even Hush. Hush is who I'd like to see. I'd love a movie that really explores the duality of Bruce, you know, being Batman and Bruce Wayne versus like Hush and the version of Hush that is like taking over, you know, and ruining Bruce Wayne's life by, you know, just turning himself into Bruce Wayne and killing people. And then you have Man-Bat like being confused as Batman killing people. So he can't be Bruce or Batman, and he's got to be a detective to figure both things out. That'd be a fun movie. Yeah, that was all right. I did watch Miss Marvel. Loved it. Loved it. It's like the best TV series next to Hawkeye. Hawkeye's still my favorite, but I really loved Miss Marvel. That's number 2. As far as like these new Disney Plus shows that have been coming out. Enigma Sword said, speaking of Terminator, the developers behind Terminator Resistance not only making a first-person shooter of RoboCop, Peter Welling reprising, but they're also doing an open-world survival Terminator game too. Yeah, Chris A just sent me the thing about that, so I'm really excited for that game. So, yeah. I actually wrote a Terminator sequel script that I was pushing out to Hollywood prior to Dark Fate, and I was talking to the producers of Terminator Genesis because I worked on that one, and I was trying to save the franchise, and I, gave a little bit of a pitch, that was essentially like the only way to save everything is to eliminate the other 2 movies, the other 3 movies, and just go back to Judgment Day. Have to bring Linda Hamilton back because that's the heart of the franchise. And I went into, more of what my story was about and why. And I wasn't in the Writers Guild at the time, so they took my pitch and made Dark Fate without me, and had David Goyer, write it and all of this, and took none of the stuff that was actually in my script, but just got Linda Hamilton back. Dark Fate was not great. But my script still exists. I'd love it, just even if it was animated, I think it would really tie up the franchise. Because I wrote it specifically to tie up all the loose ends of the first 2 movies and just kind of really cap off the trilogy the way it needs to be. Release the Randy cut for Terminator. Yeah. Genesis was fine, especially the first 40 or so minutes. After that, it kind of went somewhere else. But... Finale for The Boys came out last night. So good. Yeah, I really have to catch up. Do I know how many episodes One Piece live action series will have? It's either going to be 8 or 10. I don't know. But I wouldn't be worried about it either way. You see how much love they're putting into it. It's going to be great. Am I going all the way till 3? No, I'm probably going to end pretty soon because I want to relax before the stream. I'm actually surprised I went this long. I was actually thinking about just doing an hour and a half, and we're already at the 2-hour mark. But that's how we do. That's how we do. We do these streams. We have fun. We talk about One Piece for a while, and then now we're talking about Batman and Terminator. So, don't kill John. Yeah. Don't worry. In my movie, I didn't kill John. In the first 5 seconds of the film. Oh my god. How was my film different from the movie? Well, I guess it, whatever, I'll tell you guys. So, this is only going to apply, if you haven't seen Terminator, you may not understand what I'm talking about. But my film was called Terminator Failsafe, and it was intended to be a sequel to Terminator Judgment Day, ignoring Terminator 3, Terminator 4, and Terminator 5, and just continuing along the line that Cameron had created. And it was all about an exploration into the internal mind of
Savage.
John Connor, realizing that he isn't the original John Connor, right? That there were different timelines. So in Terminator 1, Michael Bihn's Kyle Reese goes back in time to 1984 to save Sarah Connor and becomes the father of John Connor. But I don't like the closed loop angle of Terminator. I feel like there is a timeline where Michael Bihn's Kyle Reese was never John Connor's father, right? So in the sense by going back in time, John Connor killed himself because he sent Kyle Reese back in time, and then a new John Connor was born, right? And that's who we have in Terminator 2. So Terminator 2 and Terminator 1 all exist in this B timeline. So essentially, a lot of my film was John dealing with the butterfly effect of this in 2029, while Judgment Day has already happened, right? And he has to basically create all of the events that lead to the events in Terminator 1 and 2. So, like, he meets a real-life version of Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? But he has to sell him out because he knows this guy has to get captured by the robots in order to become the mold of the machines that save him in 1995. So, and then because he does that, the brother of Arnold Schwarzenegger ends up becoming this, who is a member of the Resistance, ends up selling out the entire Resistance, which becomes a problem, right? And Sarah Connor was the, who is believed to be dead, right? One of the twists in the movie is that she's actually the leader of the Resistance, that John's just a figurehead, but she's operating this like splinter cell unit in the future that is trying to actually take down Skynet and is in communication with John. But she's the one that's like really doing everything, and she's got her own like Arnold that's with her, that's been, reprogrammed. And Kyle Reese has already gone back in time. And then I took cues from a great novel, a great graphic novel on Terminator called, I think it's called Terminator 2029 or something. I don't know. But anyway, it was written by Joss Whedon's brother, and it filled in a gap between Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. And essentially basically made it seem like Kyle Reese's, Michael Bihn's Kyle Reese didn't die, and that the government hid that, right? Which was also kind of almost speculated upon with Linda Hamilton, like kind of her journey, like trying to figure out where the missing parts of the first Terminator were. So it's such a small element in the script, but it is like really cool to just think that the reason Judgment Day happened was because they kept Kyle Reese alive and tortured him until he like ended up essentially giving up a little bit of what's going to happen, and then the government just essentially creates Judgment Day. But the failsafe element of it is that once they're about to finish destroying Skynet, the Terminators send another unit in 100 years into the future, when they would basically assume that humanity has forgotten about everything and then activate reserve deposits to start everything over. And then that's when this new character that I created goes 100 years into the future to try and stop that. And that's actually where most of the movie takes place. And that's the fun part of it. So, lost about 30 people while I was talking about my Terminator script, but that's that. Christian DeLone said, what heroes or villains would you like to see inspire a future One Piece character? I'd like to see a Hulk-like human berserker fruit in Elbaf. That's interesting. I've always thought it would be interesting if someone had like, but I guess we're getting that with Green Bull, a a plant fruit, a paper fruit, a tree fruit, something like that. I don't know. I can go more into it another time. But, yeah. Catching back up on the chat here. Am I a Star Wars fan? I am. Not of the sequels, though. The J.J. Abrams sequels are garbage. Peppa said, man, this is already better than any Terminator sequel. Meow said that sounds quite interesting and different from what they've done so far. Do I ever go back and try to pitch my script? I mean, I talked to David Ellison, who owns the rights to Terminator, and talked to Tim Miller, who directed Dark Fate, before anything happened with that. But they were already going ahead with what they wanted to do. So it's like, okay, guys, do what you want to do, but if you actually want to save the franchise, holla at your boy. So, but prototype Virgo's in the chat. What's up, man? Where's Math? Am I a fan of the OG Blade Runner? Yes, I am. Love it. I actually think the sequel by Denis Villeneuve is better. Maybe it's a hot take, but I love that movie. Marco said that's worthy of a video, Randy. Yeah, I've thought about making it a video, and I really, I've thought about a lot of things with that, because obviously I have the script, I have it, like it exists, there's digital and physical versions of it, but one of my favorite things in that is actually just the opening scene. It's just the opening scene. I love it. It's all meant to introduce the new character, Mira Taylor, who is like this protege of John, who's a hacker. But it's like, it's all about fighting these Terminators in the snow, and like the visual image of the snow hitting the chassis of the Terminator and like billowing steam because they're just running so hot, and just all of the blood and the snow from this fight. Because obviously, I mean, it's not, not everything needs to happen in Los Angeles. But no, I love that. Ty said, I want to produce this movie. I mean, let's go, brother, let's go. I would love to do a cartoon version of it, like an animatrix, right? And I would love to get like, I want to get Edward Furlong back to actually voice John, right? Because physically he can't, I can't imagine that he would be able to do the, the work for John now. But he could still be the voice, and that's the fun part, right? And then everything with Arnold and everything, you just get the voice for that. You get Linda back for the voice. Like, that's what would be fun. Or even just a reading of it. It'd be fun. I put a lot of love into that. Terminator is my favorite movie, so yeah, there's a lot of love there. Jin said Dune is better than the Blade Runner sequel. I don't know. I like Dune. It's great. Blade Runner 2049? That's like a top 10 movie for me, personally. Did I like Dark Fate? No, Dark Fate did so many things wrong. All right. Now, first of all, like, no disrespect to it, because like I've met Tim Miller, like, he's a nice guy. I worked with David Ellison, like, this, that's great. Gabriel Luna, he played the Rev 9. Like, I did the movie Freeheld with him many years ago. and like he's a friend. Like, love Gabe, and I love the success that he's had as Ghost Rider and all this other stuff. And it was really fun to see you know, Facebook and Instagram, like everything as they were making the film, like, you know, some behind the scenes photos and stuff that he was putting. But the film itself trampled on the story. Like, it killed John in the first 5 minutes, which basically makes Terminator 2 meaningless. They changed the name of Skynet. The only good thing really about it is that it actually got Linda back. And it was like, it was fun as I watched it, but then when I sat in it and I kind of thought about everything, I was just like, no. And the whole Carl stuff, no. Which one's my favorite Star Wars? Empire. Did I finish Obi-Wan? No, I still haven't finished Obi-Wan, but I did finish Miss Marvel. The problem with The Boys and Obi-Wan is that Chrissy and I have been wanting to watch it together, and it's just very hard to time our schedules with our son to watch something. So I was like, we gotta pick something. And she wasn't watching Miss Marvel, so I was able to watch it on my own time, so I was able to finish it. Brandon King said, I love your Terminator movie concept. Sounds like a super smart move, which is why they probably turned it down. Yeah. I mean, anybody that wants to read the script is available. I think I have it on randytroy.com, which is what I use for like professional stuff in the for writing and film related stuff. Yeah, I have the whole spec there. So any Terminator fans in the chat, anything like that, if you guys wanted to read that, go ahead. You just gotta let me know what you think of it. It's there. Catching up on the chat. I am probably gonna wrap up the stream pretty soon here. Appreciate you guys. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys asked me about that kind of stuff because, you know, I did go off on a tangent that had nothing to do with One Piece, but I had fun talking about it. Let's see. Chrissy hasn't seen Miss Marvel yet, but I told her that it's great. She's going to watch it. Would I ever do a video game story? Sure. Like, yeah. Hunter Hughes said, Randy, you the GOAT. Shout out at the Reverie for us. Oh, yeah. I hope to see you guys at the Reverie, repping the, repping the Savage crew. All right. Reverie starts in about 30 minutes. My guy Vern just popped in here for a minute while they stopped to eat at this aquarium. Yeah. Am I a Spider-Man fan? I am. Love Spider-Man. Did I see Volume 2 Stranger Things 4? Did, and it is the best season. And I won't accept anything else. It's the best season. right. So that's about it, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out for the pre-Reverie stream. Shout out to all the Savage crew coming out. I want to see you at the Reverie. All right. Support everybody. Drop the It's Morgan Times in the chat. Drop the Savages in the chat. Yeah, I love the X-Men too. That's what I'd probably, if Kevin Feige ever like hit me up and was like, all right,
Another one.
I'd be like, X-Men. FNU TBD member for 9 months, said great year, Randy. Thanks for the quality content. Appreciate you guys. This week I'm gonna be putting out the what if Luffy got captured video, and then I'm gonna start working on some more future roles. And thanks to everybody that was like commenting on that video. The video had like an absurd amount of comments as far as like what people want to see for the next future role. A lot of people said Croc, so I'll probably work on that. A lot of people also said Kobe, considering I was talking about Kobe for that. So I might do like a sequel to that video where I talk more about Kobe's role, and then maybe Croc. So I don't know. Those are some ideas floating in my head right now. So we'll see. So many One Piece vids have been uploaded today. I'm not surprised. It's all trying to lead into the Reverie. That's why I put my video out on Tuesday. Yeah. So. There's a lot of Morgan time spamming. Oh, it's because Morg is in here. It's Morgan. It actually is Morgan time. It's literally Morgan time. He came in. Yeah. I guess he stopped his stream. I'm about to stop mine. Well, I will see you in about 30 minutes, my guy, when it's actually Morgan time. Or is it always? I think it's always Morgan time, isn't it? I hope it is. Yep. So everybody say happy birthday to Morg. And yeah. Appreciate you dropping it, man. I'll see you soon. All right, guys. Link is in the pinned comment. It's over at JD Legends channel. All right. It's not here. So if you guys are looking for it, it's in the pinned comment. We'll be there. And